You're listening to me through the Rode pin mic, which is pinned through my t-shirt here. And I'm then using a Sennheiser microphone wireless transmitter. This is the W100G3, I think this one is. That is being fed over to obviously a receiver, which is going into my audio interface, which is this thing here. This is an Apogee Quartet. The Apogee Quartet is also receiving an audio feed from this Roland digital piano, which you can't hear at the moment for reasons that I'll go into in a second. That's going into Cubase, which is my audio editing program of choice. So everything I'm going to show you is obviously Cubase centric, but if you have another program or you're interested in other programs, just bear in mind that obviously that will be slightly different, but the principles should be the same. Here we've got an Akai MPK249 MIDI controller. It has no sounds built into it. So when I'm using this, all I'm doing is generating sounds within the computer. So let's get started, shall we? You can't hear it. Why can't you hear it? Because I've not set up a track in Cubase. So let's add that track. In Cubase, this section here, which is our track section, I'm going to right click and I'm going to add an audio track. And I have the Roland connected to the instrument 3 and 4 for the left and right channel input on the Apogee Quartet. Okay, so I've added the track in Cubase. Hopefully now you should be able to hear. No, like, of course, because in Cubase you have to activate the monitoring button here on the track. Now you should be able to hear it, and if you can't, I'm going to look really stupid. I'm confident this will work. There we go. Okay, so what else do we know? Okay, let's do something classical. I'm going to activate the record option, which is that button there, and record something. Messed up at the end there, never mind. Let's stop. Obviously, because that is audio and not MIDI, I can't edit it. It is what it is. I'm not going to record it again. We'll just leave it as it is, and we'll take off the monitoring light so that we can hear what we've just done. There is something there. That's useful. Okay, let's add a violin. Now, we need to add either a MIDI track or an instrument track, depending on what instrument I'm triggering. The difference between the two, a MIDI track generally is for controlling external sounds. With an instrument track, what you're doing is creating a virtual instrument inside the computer, and then the computer automatically sets up the MIDI input so that you can control it with a controller keyboard. So, two ways to do that. You can either come over here and click the Add Track Instrument, or you can go to the track area again, right click, and then select Add Instrument Track. And then we get the option to select one of your VST or Virtual Studio Technology instruments, VSTIs. And depending on what's in this little drop down list here, it depends on what you have installed on your computer. Now I'm going to go for the contact library. So I'm going to add that track and then go down to Stradivari Violin and drag that over to this right-hand side. And now we should have a Stradivari violin. And notice I can control how loud the violin is played with the modulation wheel. And you can also get other effects like portamento, which is where you slide from one note to another, by how hard you press the key. So if I was to go, you get a very standard transition, whereas if I go, you get a bit of a portamento, and that's quite nice. So I don't know how this could go. I'm just gonna play randomly over the top of that with a violin, and we'll see what happens. Let's hit record. Okay, so there we have it. Next video I might tackle an 80s style track, since that's what I've done a lot of covers off. Anyway, if you find this useful, if you find it interesting, please let me know in the comments, give me a like, share it with other people, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. So thanks for watching. See you next time.